साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमो नमः सद्गुरुभ्यः सद्गुरुभ्य नमो नमः। नमो नमः सद्गुरुभ्यः सद्गुरुभ्य नमो नमः। ज्ञानवैराग्य सम्पूर्णान् हरिभक्तिपरायणान् पूर्वाचार्यानहं वन्दे सम्प्रदाय प्रवर्तकान्। प्रह्लाद नारद पराशर पुण्डरीक व्यासाम्बरीश सुखसौनक भीष्मदार्यान् रुक्माङ्गद अर्जुन वसिष्ठ विभीषणादि पुण्यानि वान् परमभागवतान् स्मरामि। काषाय दण्ड करकाति विभूषिताङ्गा वैराग्य भाग्य जलते करुणानिधे त्वम्। संसार कूपपतितस्य समाकुलस्य भोदेन्द्रदेवा मम देहि करावलम्बम्। विद्या विरक्ति हरिभक्ति विवेक पूर्ण विस्वाति केन्द्रयति लालित बालकस्त्वम्। संसारदस्यु जनताटन मोचितस्य भोदेन्द्रदेवा मम देहि करावलम्बम्। हरे रामेति कृष्णेति नाम संकीर्तनं सदा लोकक्षेमाय कुर्वन्तं प्रेमिकं सद्गुरुं भजे। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनः तं नमामि हरिं परम्। गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्दा गोविन्दा। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की It is by the boundless grace of the Guru and Bhagavan that we have gathered here today for this satsang. On the eve, we are very close to a very auspicious day of Shankara Jayanti, the anniversary of the avatara of a great Mahan, Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya was one of the pillars of contemporary Hinduism, and he has written extensive commentaries and interpretations of the Vedas, the Upanishads. And in this Shankara Bhashyam, in this commentary, he says, Satsangatve nisangatvam. Satsangatve nisangatvam. What does satsang mean? What is satsangam? To look at the very root itself, the Sanskrit root, we can split it into sat and sangam, where sangam means association or associating with. And this sangam has a great power to it. In the morning when we wake up, as our alarm goes off, as the rooster crows, if we were to look in the sky outside, more often we would see a group of birds flying together rather than individual birds flying alone. If we were to look in the forest, we would see deer roaming around in groups. If we were to look in the fields, we would see cows grazing together. And if we look outside, we can see ants crawling along the ground in a line, together in a group. Staying together is an intrinsic form. It's an intrinsic nature for every form of life. Not only for creatures, not only for animals, but for humans as well. Humans have this nature. Regardless of whether a man is going to the temple, regardless of whether a man is going to a satsang or a pravachan, regardless of whether a man is going for a drink in the pub, that man will want company. One day, for example, if I were to ask Raghav, hey Raghav, do you want to go to the movies? You want to watch Batman vs Superman? If I ask him that, and he says, oh Ashwin, I'm really sorry man, I have 2 assignments due on Monday, I have 3 assessments later this week, I have no time, I can't make it today. And when he tells me that, when I hear that, Within my mind, I immediately ask myself, "Na Purnama, do I have to go? Let me plan for another day." Keeping company, staying together, it is part of human nature. It is a characteristic of all forms of life. But on top of this, if we continue to spend time with other people, as we speak with them, as we spend time with them, then their nature, their characteristics, and their qualities slowly begin to rub off onto us. We start to develop their natures. The funny thing is, we won't even notice it. We won't notice this change within ourselves. After speaking and spending time with them, we'll want to style our hair the same way. We'll want to wear the same clothes. We'll want to eat the same food as them. We'll want to drive the same car as them. We'll want to buy a similar house to them. And we can start to see the importance of association, the importance of Sangha. If we want to develop positive qualities within ourselves, if we want to progress in that path to reach Bhagavan, then Satsangam is the path to take. Satsangam is the association that we should have. So what classifies Satsang? What classifies it? What defines it? It is exactly this. This is it, practically speaking. This is Satsang. Gathering together with other like-minded people, listening to the stories of Bhagavan, listening to the stories of his Bhakthas, singing bhajans on Bhagavan's qualities as gunas and leelas, chanting his divine names, namas and kirtan. This is Satsang. All of these are divine fruit from the very same tree, and that tree is nothing but Satsang. Satsang is association with the truth, absolute truth, and that is nothing but Bhagavan, that is nothing but God. And so today we are here to learn about the lives of great saints, sadhus, from our country's rich history, from the rich history of India. It is only through hearing about the many incidents in their lives that we can learn how to lead our own, and hopefully gain some inspiration to pursue something that's greater than us. Shravanam, in Sanskrit, Shravanam is listening. Shravanam is the very first step in that path of developing devotion for Bhagavan. It is the very first step of those 9 forms of bhakti, those 9 forms of devotion that Prahalada Maharaj so beautifully sings in his stuti, in his prayer to Narasimha Bhagavan in Srimad Bhagavatam. What does Prahalada Maharaj say? Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam. The very first step in that journey, in that path, that is Shravanam, listening. Why is it first? Why is listening first? We know that the ultimate goal, the ultimate aim in life is to attain Bhagavan. It is to attain his holy feet. That is the very reason we have been blessed with this human birth. Out of all the millions of forms of life, the millions of life forms that exist on this earth, from insects to fish to animals to birds, out of all of those millions, how many of those life forms possess an intellect such as ours? How many of those life forms have been blessed with a tongue that can speak and sing? How many of those life forms have the higher capacity to rationalize and perceive this world around us? How many? Only humans. Only humans can do all of these. And we have been given these features, we have been equipped with these features to enable us to pursue that journey towards Bhagavan. We have been given these eyes to see his beautiful forms. We've been given these ears to listen to his stories, to listen to his bhajans. We've been given this tongue to chant his divine names, to sing his divine names. But even then we have so many things in our lives to worry about. So many. We have jobs to stress over. We have families to care for. We have friends that we are obliged to meet with and spend time with. We have duties to attend to. There's no way of denying any of these. So where is the time to pursue this path to Bhagavan? Where is the time to dedicate to this? We can't even spare a single thought for Bhagavan in our day-to-day lives. Take, for example, two friends that catch up with each other every single day, every afternoon at 4 p.m. for a coffee, to gossip every day, without a doubt. But one day, one of these friends does not show up. One of these friends does not show up. The other friend is waiting there for hours and hours. And so finally the next day, he asks him, "Mate, where were you yesterday? I was waiting for you for hours and you didn't show up. What happened? Where were you?" I'm really sorry. I forgot to tell you, I actually went to a concert. I went to a kacheri. T.M. Krishna, Chennai in vandar. T.M. Krishna came from Chennai. He did a beautiful concert. Oh really? How was it? How was the concert? Mate, it was absolutely beautiful. He sung so beautifully. Such intricate alapanas. Such calculated swaras. He spent a whole half an hour on Yaman Kalyan. Half an hour on a single raga. Mate, if it was that good, then why didn't you tell me about it? Why didn't you tell me that he was coming? Why didn't you tell me that he was going to do a concert? If I had known, I would have come along with you. I would have gone to the concert. Next time he's here in Sydney, you better tell me. I will be there. I will be there. Immediately, this fellow wants to hear T.M. Krishna sing. He wants to go to this concert. He did not go to the concert yesterday. He did not go. He only heard of the description from his friend. That is all he heard. And even then, he develops that desire within his heart to go, to hear. Just like that, only if we hear about Bhagavan, only if we hear about his divine qualities, only if we hear about his stories, will we develop that desire within our hearts to see him, to have his darshan, to think of him. So what stories do we listen to? What stories do we listen to? Do we listen to those of Bhagavan, or do we listen to those of his Bhagavatas, his devotees, his Bhakthas? It's very true that we should listen to Bhagavan's Leelas, we should listen to his Charithras, but the stories of his Bhagavatas, his Bhaktas, are even more valuable, even more beautiful. Why is that? In Srimad Bhagavatam itself, Shuka Brahma, the son of Vyasa Bhagavan, Veda Vyasa Bhagavan, says to King Parikshit himself, "Sadhu Prishtam Maharaja, Harehe Charitham Adbhutam, Yad Bhagavada Mahatmyam, Bhagavad Bhakti Vardhanam, Sadhu Prishtam Maharaja, Harehe Charitham Adbhutam, Yad Bhagavada Mahatmyam, Bhagavad Bhakti Vardhanam." If we listen to the stories of Sri Rama, if we listen to the stories of Sri Krishna, what would we hear? Krishna Bhagavan lifted a whole mountain, Govardhana, with just one finger. A whole mountain with just one finger. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu lived his whole life without telling a single lie, following Dharma so strictly. And when we hear all of this, what would we think? Oh, Bhagavan can lift whole mountains. Bhagavan can follow Dharma so strictly. Whilst we may be able to bow down in front of them, whilst we may be able to prostrate in front of them, would we be able to lift mountains like them? Would we be able to lead a life like Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, Dharmatma, Satya Sandan, without telling a single lie throughout our whole lives? Is that possible? I can't do it. But if we listen to the stories of his Bhaktas, his devotees, we hear their lifelong thirst, their yearning, their suffering that they go through for even a single darshan of Bhagavan, for even a drop of Bhagavan's grace. If we listen to that, when we hear about such Bhaktas, the first thought that might cross our minds is, can't I even have a tiny fraction of the bhakti, of the devotion that they have? Can't I even have a tiny drop of the gratitude that they show to Bhagavan? When that thought crosses our mind, it lifts our hearts. It is that bhakti that propels us on that journey towards Bhagavan. When we start thinking, when I cry for so many worldly things in my life, how many things in my life have I cried for? have not even spilt a single tear for you, Bhagavan. Not even a single drop from my eyes I've spilt for you, Bhagavan. When that thought crosses our mind, that is nothing but bhakti. That alone is enough. That will take us there. So when speaking on the Bhaktas of Bhagavan, on the devotees of Bhagavan, it is impossible to leave out the city of Pandarpur in the state of Maharashtra, near the city of Pune. Pandarpur was the home of many sadhus, many saints, whose stories still resonate with us to this very day. To this very day, we sing their abhans. At the end of every kacheri, it's tradition to sing an abhan, to this very day. So what is the origin of this city? What is the origin of Pandarpur? Pandarpur is the home of Lord Panduranga and Rakumabai, who are none other than Shri Krishna Bhagavan and Shri Rukmini Devi. So why did they come to Pandarpur? Why did they come to Maharashtra? Why not Mathura? Why not Vrindavan? Why Pandarpur? One day, Krishna and Rukmini were walking along the banks of the Chandrabhaga river. And as it's getting dark, Krishna says to Rukmini, Yappa Patalo and the Narada, whenever he sees me, he keeps telling me, Bhagavan, have you met Pundalika? Have you met Pundalika? Mahabhakta, such a great devotee, Bhagavan. There is no devotee greater than him in this whole world. Why haven't you had his darshan yet? Why haven't you had his darshan? Why haven't you seen him yet? You must see him. Every time Narada sees me, every time I see Narada, he keeps telling me about Pundalika. Why don't we go visit him? His house is very nearby. Why don't we go visit him today? And so they arrive at Pundalika's home, and Krishna calls out, Pundalika, are you there? Is anyone there? Hello? He calls out, Nanda, Krishna vandirken, Rukmani vandirka, we've come to see you. Why was Pundalika such a great devotee of Bhagavan? Why did Narada constantly go on and on about him to Bhagavan? Because he was renowned for how much he served his parents. That is how much he served his parents. Raghav, watch out, tomorrow's Mother's Day. We've got to watch out. That is how much he served his parents. And when Krishna and Rukmini arrived at his home, what was he doing? He was serving his parents. He was doing his daily duty, Pada Seva. He was massaging their feet. And when he heard Krishna Bhagavan calling out to him, his heart was torn. There he was, what every Bhakta strives for throughout their whole life, what they cry for, darshan of Bhagavan. He's visiting his home. And Pundalika cannot abandon his duty to his parents. He could not receive Bhagavan at the door. And so what does he do? Bhagavan, I'm really sorry. I'm just in the middle of something. I'll be there in 1 minute. Just 1 minute. But please don't let your feet get dirty outside. I know it's muddy. It's just rained. I know it's muddy outside. Don't let your feet get dirty. He sees 2 bricks next to him. He grabs those bricks and he throws them out of the doorway. Please, Bhagavan, stand on these bricks. Don't let your feet get dirty. He throws those bricks outside. And Krishna and Rukmini stand on those bricks. They put their hands on their hips. And Krishna looks inside inquisitively, wondering what could be keeping this Bhakta. I've come to his home, and even then he's not coming to the door. He's not running to the door. What could be keeping him? Why is he so busy? And Pundalika eventually finishes. His parents fall asleep. He rushes to the door and he's apologizing profusely. Again and again he's performing that namaskaram. Again and again he prostrates at Bhagavan's feet. But Krishna was not angry at all. He was not upset. He was not upset at all. Krishna was immensely impressed. He was impressed with his service to his parents. And so Krishna says, Pundalika, I'm very happy. There is no one in this world who serves their parents more than you. So I would like to give you something, anything that you want. Ask. I will give you whatever you want. I will grant you a boon. What would Pundalika want? He's a simple man. He lives in a small home. He serves his parents every day. He does some odd jobs around the village to get money. He provides for his family. He does not have any great wants, no great desires, no great needs. He has everything. What could he ask for? So he says to Bhagavan, Bhagavan, what would I want? All I want from you is for you to always be here in my home. Always be here. And so he requests Shri Krishna and Rukmini Devi to remain there in those forms forever, as Panduranga and Rakumabai. That is how the Murti of Lord Panduranga, the very city of Pandarpur, was established. To this very day we can see the Murti of Krishna standing with his hands on his hips on those bricks. What is so unique about the city of Pandarpur? It is as if it lives, breathes and feeds off Bhagavan Nama Sankirtanam itself. It lives off it. How many days has it been since the start of Kali Yuga? It is said that Kali Yuga started when Krishna Bhagavan left this earth. So we might ask ourselves, how